Okay, so I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring lately. It's the new From Software game. Same people that made Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, and all those. Um, but before I get into that a little bit more and show you something pretty cool, I kind of want to just go over my history with the series. So back in 2012, I'd been hearing about this game that had come out at the end of 2011 called Dark Souls. And I gave it a shot, and I'd heard that it's just this amazing fantasy world that doesn't hold your hand and had really challenging fights. And boy, that was correct. I loved it. I know a lot of people are frustrated by that challenge. For me, it was just something really fun to overcome. So I checked out Dark Souls back on the Xbox 360. Uh, and I just downloaded it. I'm a physical collector, but at the time it was really cheap on Xbox Live. So downloaded it, played it, beat it, loved it. So I had to get the physical. So I ended up with my collector's edition on PlayStation 3. After that, I was still wanting more, and I just had wondered, was there anything else like it? Well, lo and behold, found out that there was a game that had come out 2 years prior in 2009 called Demon's Souls. And I actually had a bit of a difficult time finding this back at that time. It was there's a lot of people like that were trying to do the same thing as me. Apparently, they played Dark Souls and like were looking for more. Um, but I was able to track it down. Loved this. A lot of things I like more about Demon Souls than Dark Souls itself. Um, just a very similar, but um, uh, still quite different experience. Um, Dark Souls has a lot more just open, winding paths that you can take that kind of wrap back into themselves, where Demon Souls is more level based. So it's a little bit more just uh, confined, which I actually really enjoy. Um, you can really see a lot of the things that would end up kind of becoming that Dark Souls DNA established with Demon Souls. And with a little bit of further research, you can actually see where this all kind of begins with From Software's series Kingsfield back from the PlayStation days. Um, very clunky old games, but you can see all of the ideas that they had uh, for the Soul series starting there. And of course, back at the end of 2020, we got the PlayStation 5 remake of Demon Souls, which just did a fantastic job of bringing it up to date. Looks better than ever. Um, there are some, aesthetic choices that were made that some people don't like. I think that this is my preferred way to play now. It's so much more refined. Um, so after Dark Souls released, though, and I had caught up on Demon Souls, I was still looking for more. And so in 2014, Dark Souls 2 released. And so got the special edition of that. Um, After that, people weren't super thrilled with this. Dark Souls 2, I love it. It's very different from the rest of the games, but it had a lot of early problems. And so the next year, they actually, after the PlayStation um, 4 had been out for a little while longer, they actually end up releasing the Scholar of the First Sin edition to Dark Souls 2, which has all the DLC, and they really played around with enemy placement and just made it a much tighter experience. Still, people don't love it. Still, the black sheep. I really enjoy it. And what's interesting is that there's a lot of concepts that were introduced in Dark Souls 2 that found their way into Elden Ring and were further refined in Elden Ring. Um, so that's really exciting, just to see some of the things that were really stand out in a kind of maligned game get their day in the sun. Um, so also in 2015, we got a game that a lot of people love, Bloodborne. I too love it. Bloodborne, I think, was a far more accessible Souls game. It with the release of this, the term Soulsborne became pretty prevalent, just to refer to any game that From Software puts out that's in this sort of vein. Bloodborne is, uh, in a lot of people's minds, easier. It's a little bit more forgiving in a lot of ways, but definitely still has that challenge to it. Um, for a lot of people, this game, just the world was so unique, very Lovecraftian, a lot of just gothic psychological horror going on in Bloodborne. Absolutely fantastic, and really I think did a lot to bring the Soul series to a lot of people's eyes. Um, of course, we ended up getting the original Dark Souls was eventually remastered for both PS4 and the Switch. I think it was also on the Xbox. I'm not really an Xbox guy these days. One cool thing with the Switch version is they actually put out an amiibo, Dark Souls amiibo. So there. It literally just does the praise the sun emote. That's all that it does in the game. That's fine. It's cool. I love it. Um, After that, we ended up getting Dark Souls 3 in 2016. Uh, I I struggle with Dark Souls 3 in a lot of ways. It didn't really do anything new. It was very derivative of itself. That's odd, Dark Souls is a derivative of Dark Souls. But I think that Dark Souls 2 tried so many things that people just weren't pleased with, that they kind of went backwards a bit. It looks great, it plays great, but there's just so much that just feels like an apology that I don't think was warranted. For sort of a good like context or comparison, it's kind of like how a lot of people didn't care for the direction Ryan Johnson took the Star Wars sequels with The Last Jedi, and then they brought Abrams back in to try and like course correct with The Rise of Skywalker, and it just felt off. It just feels like it's trying so hard to appease the people that had complaints that it doesn't really have its own personality. The DLC really does stand out. They do some really interesting things that are separate, and kind of tie everything back in. But there's just so much, it's not even fan service. It's just like it feels like they're making an apology that just didn't need to happen. After that, in 2019, we got Sekiro, and this game is pretty unique. You don't get to create your own character like you do in all the other games. You play as Sekiro. Um, it did so much to add to that Soulsborne formula. Um, just it improved upon your exploration by adding a layer of verticality to it, by having the ability to jump and to grapple up to higher points. And that concept, I think, really helped them kind of imagine what they could do with the exploration in Elden Ring. You have a jump button in a legitimate Dark Souls game at that point with Elden Ring. Um, I really wish that they would have done some DLC for this. There's a lot of cool storytelling things in here, that just don't necessarily get the payoff that you want. Maybe there'll be a sequel at some point. There's certainly the ability to do that based off the ending that you got. But Sekiro, very, very good. So now we're back to Elden Ring. I've been playing it since Friday when it came out, and I had to download it because my physical copy hadn't arrived until now. Now, I did get this today, and forgive me, I'm fighting with my Percy dog here, who is wanting to get some attention, but I got my PS5 Special Edition of Elden Ring. Pretty exciting. So I want to go ahead and share that with you guys. So I'm going to unbox it for you. So this video is going to be pretty long. Let's go ahead and use the handy dandy pocket knife that my wife's grandfather, Papa, gave to her many, many moons ago. It's really, really good for opening games. Shannon always yells at me not to mess it up. So anyway, if you see Percy jumping up here, it's because I'm not paying any attention to her, and she really wants some. Hi, Persephone. So let's go ahead and oh, there she is. Hi, girly girl. Let's go ahead and pop this open and see what we got. Okay, I think that's everything there. Might be another bit to cut here. They sure don't want you to get these things open easily, do they? So, got that. Okay, I think that's everything there. Take this part off. Yeah! I can open boxes. I just can't get them. The slipcase is off all the way, apparently. There we go. There we go, slipcase. Off. Success. Okay, and then we got our box here. Ooh. So right off the bat, we got something here. What do we have here? So, there's that. Oh, it's the art book. Very nice. So, hop on out of there. So we got this art book here. Very, very pretty. Not gonna share a lot of that because I don't want to spoil anything. Just kind of flipping through. This is pretty early on in the game, but that's the tree sentinel, I believe is what his name is. Yeah, killed him. That was fun. Good early game boss fight just right out the gate. Took him down. You know, I'm a pro at Dark Souls at this point. So we got the steel case there, the steel book. Very nice. Got a digital soundtrack in there. Can't show that. Y'all steal my music. Don't want you stealing my music. And then we have some silica gel packets. Don't eat those, kids. Not good for you. Probably die. And we got the game itself for PlayStation 5. Pretty cool. And let's see here. Big thing about this is so hard to get this out of here. So get out of the way there. All right. So open this puppy up. And there she is. Yes. So we got our statue there. I'll have to put it all together. I'm running out of time here, so just trying to show her off as best as I can with the plastic blister. But this is, I believe it's Millennia Blade of Miquela. Is the character's full name. Everybody was just calling her the Valkyrie for the longest time in the previews. So I think that just the popularity of her from the previews led to them really using her for a lot of marketing. But honestly, she ain't showing up yet in my game. So probably some later game stuff there. Know nothing about her. She just looks cool and has a prosthetic arm. So that's neat. But looking forward to getting further in the game to see just what kind of role that she actually has. So anyway, though, pretty excited. Glad to finally have my physical here. Glad I was able to get the special edition. It was pretty hard to track down. It sold out pretty quickly early on. So yeah, guys, that's my Souls history. And hopefully you learned a little bit of something and enjoyed this. And yeah, give Elden Ring a shot, even if you're afraid of the difficulty that you've heard about in the Souls games. It's the most accessible one yet, and it's fantastic. Thanks.